much is conveyed in those two short words, the parish. The first ray of light which illumines the gloom and converts into a dazzling brilliancy that obscurity in which the earlier history of the public career of the immortal Pickwick would appear to be involved, is derived from the perusal of the following entry in the Transactions of the Pickwick Club, which the editor of these papers feels the highest pleasure in laying before his readers as a proof of the careful attention, indefatigable assiduity, and nice discrimination with which his search among the multifarious documents confided to him has been conducted. Among other public buildings in a certain town, which for many reasons it will be prudent to refrain from mentioning, and to which I will assign no fictitious name, there is one anciently common to most towns, great or small, to wit, a workhouse, and in this workhouse was born, on a day and date which I need not trouble myself to repeat, inasmuch as it can be of no possible consequence to the reader, in this stage of the business, at all events, the item of mortality, whose name is prefixed to the head of this chapter. There once lived in the sequestered parts of the county of Devonshire one Mr. Godfrey Nickleby, a worthy gentleman, who, taking it into his head rather late in life that he must get married, and not being young enough or rich enough to aspire to the hand of a lady of fortune, had wedded an old flame out of mere attachment, who, in her turn, had taken him for the same reason. In the year 1775, there stood upon the borders of Epping Forest, at a distance of about 12 miles from London, measuring from the Standard in Cornhill, or rather, from the spot on or near to which the Standard used to be in days of yore, a house of public entertainment called the Maple, which fact was demonstrated to all such travellers as could neither read nor write, and at that time a vast number, both of travellers and stay-at-homes, were in this condition. By the emblem reared on the roadside over against the house, which, if not of those goodly proportions that maples were wont to present in olden times, was a fair young ash, 30 feet in height, and straight as any arrow that ever English yeoman drew. Although I am an old man, night is generally my time for walking. I shall not forget the 1/4 serious and 3/4 comical astonishment with which, on the morning of the 3rd of January 1842, I opened the door of and put my head into a stateroom on board the Britannia steam packet, 1,200 tons burthen per register, bound for Halifax and Boston, and carrying Her Majesty's mails. Marley was dead, to begin with. As no lady or gentleman with any claim to polite breeding can possibly sympathize with the Chuzzlewit family without being first assured of the extreme antiquity of the race, It is a great satisfaction to know that it undoubtedly descended in a direct line from Adam and Eve, and was, in the very earliest times, closely connected with the agricultural interest. Dombey sat in the corner of the darkened room in the great armchair by the bedside, and Son lay tucked up warm in a little basket bedstead, carefully disposed on a low settee immediately in front of the fire and close to it, as if his constitution were analogous to that of a muffin, and it was essential to toast him brown while he was very new. Whether I shall turn out to be the hero of my life, or whether that station will be held by anybody else, these pages must show. London. Michaelmas term lately over, and the Lord Chancellor sitting in Lincoln's Inn Hall. Now, what I want is facts. "30 years ago, Marseille lay burning in the sun one day. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way. In short, the period was so far like the present period that some of its noisiest authorities insisted on its being received, for good or for evil, in the superlative degree of comparison only. My father's family name being Pirip, and my Christian name, Philip, my infant tongue could make of both names nothing longer or more explicit than Pip. In these times of ours, though concerning the exact year, there is no need to be precise. A boat of dirty and disreputable appearance, with two figures in it, floated on the Thames, between Southwark Bridge, which is of iron, and London Bridge, which is of stone, as an autumn evening was closing in. An ancient English cathedral tower